Hello everybody, Clayton here at etrailer.com. Here at eTrailer, we install, test, and review a lot of different products to help you as a customer make a more educated decision before your purchase. Today we're going to be working on a 2017 GMC Canyon, and we're going to be taking a look at, and I'll be showing you how to install the Roadmaster stoplight switch kit. Our braking system is going to apply the brakes in our towed vehicle, bring it to a safe stop. Not only is it required by law, but I highly recommend it. It's going to save the brakes on your motorhome and just make everything a lot more comfortable whenever you're flat towing. Now we are going to have some key components in our flat towing setup. We're going to have our supplemental braking system, of course. And the only visible part of that is going to be our breakaway cable. And this is going to apply the brakes if we ever were to become disconnected from our motorhome. We're also going to have our tow bar. This is going to be the key connection point between our motorhome and the base plate on our truck. We're going to have our diode wiring. This is going to give us all those necessary lighting functions to let us travel safely. We're going to have our safety cables. These are just going to keep everything attached again if we were to become disconnected. We're also going to have a battery disconnect. That battery disconnect is going to turn our battery off whenever we're flat towing. That way it doesn't run down our battery. And we're also going to have a stoplight switch, and this is going to give our supplemental braking system the signal for our indicator light. And we're also going to have a base plate. Our base plate is going to be that key connection point between our tow bar and the frame of our vehicle. And the reason we're going to need this is we're not able to tap into our Canyon's stock stoplight switch. So adding this is going to be able to get our signal to our indicator light. That way we can see in our rear view camera when our brakes are being applied. We're going to be installing that on our brake pedal arm here. We're going to follow that up, and as you can see right here is going to be our stoplight switch. This uses a bracket mounted to the firewall to help secure our stoplight switch so it's not going to move. So if we don't have this stoplight switch kit, we're not going to be able to use our indicator light for our supplemental braking system. So it is very necessary to make sure we are able to see that our braking system is working. Now, one thing I do like about this kit is everything's going to be included, and there are a couple different ways to hook it up, so you can hook it up to your preference. Now, in terms of installation, getting it installed really isn't that bad. It is kind of tight underneath the dash, but it's definitely something that you guys could do at home. With that being said, let's head in the shop and I'll show you how to get it installed. To begin our install, we're going to go up to our brake pedal arm. You're going to follow that brake pedal arm up the firewall. We're going to have a 13mm nut to remove right here. With that nut off, we can then grab our bracket. We're going to slide that over that stud and then reinstall that nut. We then want to grab our switch. I'm going to take that front nut off with our star washer. I'm going to leave this back nut on. This is going to help us determine the depth of our actual switch. We want this switch pressed against the brake pedal, and whenever the brake is not being pressed, we want this plunger all the way down. That way when we release the brake, it opens up that circuit, sending our signal. So again, we want this plunger all the way down against our brake pedal arm. With our stoplight switch in and those nuts tightened, you just want to look under there and double check and make sure that that plunger is releasing whenever you press the brakes. And in this case it is, so we know we're good. We're ready to make our wiring connections. I'll go ahead and do it and then show you. We now have our connections made under our dash. We connected our indicator light to our stoplight switch. And we had our other connection here. This goes to our black wire from our operating unit and our G-force controller. And this other wire is the power wire for our stoplight switch. Now we can go through and clean up all of our wiring. We do need to get our power wire in for our stoplight switch. I just grabbed a longer black wire. That way it's long enough to get through the firewall. You can also find wiring here at eTrailer. Now we want to run this through the firewall like we did the rest of our wires with that airline tube. And we now need to install our fuse holder. We want to grab our power wire, kind of route that over to the battery in the best way possible. We're just going to run this down with the rest of our wiring. We're going to cut our wire down here. We're going to strip back this end. And we can grab our fuse holder. We're going to strip back both ends here. And then one end here is going to get a heat shrink butt connector, and the other is going to get a ring terminal. We now just want to come back and shrink that butt connector down. We're now going to add some electrical tape to help ensure a good connection. If you don't have any electrical tape, you can find some here at eTrailer. We're going to be adding that ring terminal to the side with our fuse holder on our battery disconnect. Now we just want to install our provided 10 amp fuse. And with everything working properly, we know we're ready to hit the road. That's going to do it for our look at and our installation of Roadmaster's stoplight switch kit for our 2017 GMC Canyon.